Good morning, Your Excellencies, the speakers, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. I welcome you at Birzeit University and in its virtual space, reiterating our commitment to life, freedom, and human values. And we'll hereby launch the 30th Muwatin Conference entitled The Impact of Genocide in Gaza on the Future of the World and Reading of the Palestinian Question. Gaza has alarmed the whole world what happens and continues to happen in Gaza and in Palestine, and the tragic dimensions give a warning to the international system. The Gazans, together with millions of people who expressed their solidarity during the past 2 years, remind us of what Nazim Hikmat, the Turkish poet, said. It has constituted part of the ethical memory of a whole generation because of its values of sacrifice. Allow me to remind you of those words. Nazim Hikmat says, air is heavy like lead. I scream and scream and scream. Hurry up. I beg you to melt this lead. He tells me, you will burn with your voice and you will turn ashes. You will burn. There is a lot of problems and rare friends. The hearts are deaf. The air is heavy as lead, and I say, let me burn, let me turn to ashes. If I burn, if you don't burn, if we don't burn, how can the dark become light? The air is heavy with promises like the earth, it's heavy with lead. I scream, 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 hurry up, I beg you, melt the lead. Gaza has burnt metaphorically and in reality, but it has contributed to lighting up a global scene that has uncovered transformations in the general conscience. This light has shown the vulnerability of the international system, the double standards, and the failure of the international system mechanisms and the discourses that claim the monopolizing defense of human rights and the profiteers of wars. On the other hand, the power of marginalized groups and their ability for steadfastness has been manifested. It has become clear that the risks do not threaten Gaza and the Palestinian people alone, but also they extend to all humanity. The events have uncovered the colonial propaganda through adopting a discourse that promotes for peace and democracy and empowerment. However, in fact, it establishes and instills the domination, violence, and the focus of wealth concentration. We express our concerns towards the continuous attempts to uproot our people from the land, either through the policies of annihilation or through practices that the international law has not given a real description so far. In addition to the continuation of occupation to carry and to colonial tools, this concern also covers the future of Palestine and the Palestinian people and the future of our university, which is deprived from academic immunity. As continuous assaults on its campus and its faculty and its students continue. Today, the checkpoints are closed, and a week ago there was a crime as one of our students had been martyred by a joint force of the settlers and the occupation forces. Our confidence in our ability for liberation is based on three main pillars. First, the steadfastness of our people and their continuous resistance. Second, the international solidarity with our cause. During the past 2 years, this solidarity has deepened at an exceptional level at the popular levels. And this is reflected also by the diversity of the list of speakers in this conference. Third, the aggressor and their allies have reached unprecedented levels of crisis. Israel, even according to the standards of its allies, has become a rogue state, and alliance with it has become a political and ethical burden. Since those pillars are effective, we continue our role as the Birzeit University has committed to contribute to provide the components of the achieving of the aspirations of the Palestinian people, including knowledge production and the preparation of staff who are capable of building a bright Palestinian future. I reiterate here what I mentioned earlier about the annual Muwatin Conference. It is a tradition that instills the belief of the need to raise intellectual issues and Arab local and global issues based on understanding that believes that intellect and action go hand in hand, and the university and the community are natural partners despite different approaches. The university also asserts that the Palestinian society holds the condition for steadfastness and effectiveness of its role and its ability to deliver its mission and to enhance its sustainability and independence in support of its emancipatory compass. The participants in this conference discussed the historical roots of the Palestinian question, and they put it within its historical and geopolitical contexts in order to approach it from different perspectives, including the legal, economic, political, social, and institutional aspects. In particular, the program of this, the agenda of this conference shows that there's an attempt to understand the future through understanding the present. We are pleased to have you amongst us, whether here in your actual presence or virtually. We welcome you all. We consider communication with our colleagues all over the world is a real value in our academic life and a form of professional and international solidarity. It proves that our liberation project is achievable. Here, I wish to welcome in particular our guests from outside Palestine who, although some of them failed to attend and others were prevented from attending, their contribution is an expression of their solidarity and for their support of our growth path and gives us a glimpse of hope towards a future in which we face the challenges together. We hope that we will have the opportunity to host them on campus rather than virtually as soon as possible. In the end, I wish the success in this conference and I look forward to your contributions and I hope that the deliberations will be fruitful and will help in coming up with fruitful outcomes. Welcome again at Birzeit University.